Hey everybody, Kyle here, and welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to check in on the price action of Vechain, as Vechain is having itself a beautiful day, being up almost 12% at the time of recording. As the rest of the market is pulling back, Vechain is also rallying against its Satoshi pairing. Can this pump continue? I'm going to pull up these charts and show you what I'm looking at. Alright, Vechain up on the daily, and Vechain having a beautiful day today, rallying while the rest of the market is pulling back. Congratulations to all you Vechain hodlers, as you're getting rewarded today. Toggling into the price action itself here, I see that Vechain is making a very honest effort to get above this liquid zone here, which would be very encouraging. The top side of this liquid zone coming in around 0.032, and as a bottom side coming in around 0.03. I'd really like to see Vechain get some daily candle body closures above the top side of this, followed by daily candle body opens on strong convincing volume, and then I would consider this overall greater range between these liquid zones likely resolved and likely some very aggressive upside for Vechain at that point. But this is not confirmed until the daily candle body closure in 8 hours and 21 minutes, and of course we're going to be looking for those follow-through candles as well before that this is confirmed broken to the upside. Down below, the volume coming in is looking really good. We're getting a nice strong read of volume here that's engulfing the last week or so of volume read, getting above the moving average here as Vechain tries to resolve this liquid zone. So that's another positive point on the board for the bulls. Dropping down to the RSI is looking good. Coming out of the neutral zone here, getting above the exponential moving average, finding support upon that moving average and looking to re-enter the bullish control zone, and does have a lot of room to run at the same time as Vechain is trying to push above this zone. So just another very strong piece of confluence. Down below here, the stochastics, they're pointed very much north, which is adding even more buy pressure at this time. MACD down below, rhyming with the RSI as well as the stochastic and firing off a buy signal, but of course I don't take those buy signals blindly as they're not usually the best signals to take. But seeing that come in with this little bar of positive read on the histogram at the same time as the other oscillators are pointing north and potentially resolving this range, it's looking probable that Vechain could do that. Of course, we're going to have to see what Bitcoin does, what the rest of the market's going to be doing. And hopefully that doesn't take any wind out of the sails that Vechain has at its back right now. But Vechain rallying while the rest of the market's pulling back is a very, very strong sign for Vechain, and overall looking quite encouraging. So I'm going to be looking for those confirmation closes before I get excited about the next leg up. But it's looking like Vechain might give that to us in the very near future. If Vechain closes the daily candle body below the bottom side of this liquid zone at 0.03, then I don't think Vechain will be ready to resolve this in the immediate term, but it will still certainly be on the cards for the midterm. Perhaps a pullback would be initiated back to the 10 down here and maybe into confluence with this horizontal coming in at 0.0264. Getting daily candle body closures below the 10 and the 21, then likely a test of the 30, which is very positively sloped, and in perfect confluence, pretty close to perfect confluence with the top side of this liquid zone down here coming in around 0.023. So overall, things are looking very bullish for Vechain. Sideways consolidation within this range for me is still perfectly acceptable. It still builds very much a case for more upside, but perhaps Vechain's going to resolve this sooner than later. So looking good on the dollar pairing or the tether pairing. Now let's take a look at the Satoshi pairing. All right, Vechain versus BTC on the daily. And Vechain has been an obvious downtrend, bearish against its Satoshi pairing, just like every single other altcoin. And by no fault of Vechain's. I mean, when Bitcoin's ripping the way it is, normally altcoins will lose value in their Satoshi pairings, but will normally do okay on their dollar pairings. However, I do see some potential bottoming formation being established here, as Vechain is picking itself back up off this liquid zone here and coming off of some bullish divergence as well. Right now, it looks like the 10, 21, and 30 are beginning to take on a little bit more of a bullish posturing, but it is notable that they're still living below the rest of the major notable moving averages here. At the time of recording, I see that Vechain's trying to get above the 200 exponential moving average and is getting harassed by the bottom side of this liquid zone here, as well as the 377. The volume coming in is all right, as it's engulfing the last week or so of volume read, as well as getting above the moving average, so that is an encouraging sign that Vechain is looking to make some moves against its Satoshi pairing. What I would like to see is I'd like to see a daily candle body closure above this liquid zone here, coming in around 98 Satoshi, and followed by daily candle body opens on a convincing volume. Then I think that'll initiate a test of the 200 simple moving average. 200 simple moving average is sloped fairly aggressively to the downside, which I do use the 200 for slope analysis, and likely would be a rejection on first pass and perhaps a back test of this liquid zone here. But Vechain has a ton of work cut out for it to get bullish against its Satoshi pairing from a price action perspective, but getting daily candle body closures above that 200 and as followed through with opens on good volume, then I think that would be the first major steps that Vechain is looking to do really well against that Satoshi pairing. Down below here, the RSI looking good. It is testing the edge of the bullish control zone after getting out of the bearish control zone. So likely a rejection on first pass. That is normally what happens when things come out of the bearish control zone. The exponential moving average is very aggressively sloped to the upside in the neutral zone, so that would likely come in to scoop up the RSI if it does get rejected here and back test that exponential moving average. That is obviously several steps ahead, and I like to take things one step at a time, but it is good to get an idea as to what is going on, try to get your thumb on the pulse of what's happening from the price action perspective. Down below here on the stochastics looking good. Pretty much just they got into the bearish control zone very briefly and just absolutely aggressively shot out of there and are now inside the bullish control zone and very aggressively sloped to the upside. It is also notable that this will likely confirm this way upon the daily candle body closure, which comes in 8 hours. So another piece of confluence for bullish pressure here against the Satoshi pairing. Down below on the MACD looking good as the moving averages are crossing the zero read of the y-axis into the bullish control zone, and the histogram is beginning to print more and more bars of positive momentum, but I would like to see this island get above this island here and start to exhibit some potential trending behavior against the Satoshi pairing. So Vechain is performing well today against the Satoshi pairing. It's up 13.5%. I'd like to see some follow through with some solid candle body closures on good volume, but I am seeing the potential etchings of a reversal pattern here for Vechain coming out of this massive, disgusting downtrend. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. Things looking good on both fronts, on the USD Tether pairings as well as the Satoshi pairings. I think Vechain's a great project. I think in a very true alt season, Vechain's probably going to be one of the big winners at the time of recording. Great community behind it. So I just love looking at this chart and keeping an eye on Vechain. As I've stated, I think it is a potential big winner. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Hope you got something out of it, and have yourselves a powerful day.